Police top brass and government authorities are in Diepsloot as part of Operation Molao. Now, earlier today, we heard from residents threatening another shutdown if President Cele fails to come and address their crime concerns in their community. A local pastor was shot and killed during a robbery at his church just 5 days ago in Diepsloot. Our reporter Silindelo Masikane is monitoring events in Diepsloot and joins us live from there now. Silindelo, you spoke to the police commissioner earlier, but we do believe the police minister is there as well and has been debriefed from various parties. Let's hear from him.
Certainly, so I'm going to ask Joel Matala to just pan to my left. You can see the police minister engaging with some of those who are being stopped at the Molao operation. And of course, we know that it's just one of many that take place at various hotspots in and around Gauteng. And of course, looking at the latest crime statistics and what's been happening in this province, the crime levels are simply untenable. I want to bring in the police minister. Thank you so much for your time this evening. You just arrived not so long ago, but we know, of course, the crime situation in Gauteng seems to be getting worse. We saw the kidnapping and the murder of a 4-year-old little girl in Ekurhuleni, and now once again the Diepsloot community saying that the crime levels are just simply too high. As the police minister, what's your assessment of the situation here in Gauteng?
Well, specifically here in Diepsloot, I'm glad that the provincial commissioner MEC have taken the concentration. It is giving us problem, Diepsloot, but that doesn't mean that there are no efforts put. You remember that about 5 months ago we were here, we put the extra police. They still have extra police. Yes, there's been a little bit of cut down, but it's true that all the forces have been withdrawn. And I think what has really triggered the situation of some members of the community, because I can explain that. Some members of the community marching, it was the murder of Umfundisi, who was getting buried today in KZN in eNCA. So we have visited and saw the family. But I was here after the Premier was here. And I was with the councillors, I was with the CPF chair, who's here as we speak. We have reinstated the numbers of the law enforcement here. What we have not done is to reinstate the members of the Home Affairs. I have spoken to the minister to say we need to come back here. There are several problems here. I have spoken to the Premier after he has been here that, look, we can't do the policing alone in the place like Diepsloot. Lot of life will have to be improved. As you see now, almost all the light you see here is important, it's temporal. I just imagine if these police were not here, how dark it would be here, people as they move here. The housing, I know we have a lot of teams, we'll be joining them, we'll be working inside there. Extension 1, that gives us a lot of problem. Extension 5 will be going. But one major problem is the question of foreign nationals undocumented. We arrested about 2,000 of them. I'm told that they are all out with something they call 3464, that they go to court. If they are seeking for asylum, the court let them come back here and all that. So those are the things that I guess as a security cluster will have to deal with those people. There have been killings here. There are people, 8 that are arrested, that have not received bail, but those people that killed that Zimbabwean have received bail. It would be good to keep them inside. But as I've said, one was here last week. We spoke with the leadership. They have sent me, but they're also writing letter. They want 6 ministers to come and speak to the community here because they agree that it can't be police alone. There are ministers that they've called, including the Human Settlement. Fortunately, I've spoken to I was part of the workshop of the Gauteng executive. So one managed to put this in the Premier and all the members of executive who agree that something better and something bigger will have to be done to improve the situation here.
You talk about illegal foreign nationals being released on bail, etc. Do you think the justice system plays a role in undoing some of your work?
Well, I don't want to be misquoted as I was misquoted a few days ago. It's a job of the whole cluster chain, starting from the police, going to Home Affairs and all that. I think those are the things that we do meet and talk about. But remember, as we speak together as ministers, we have little say when it comes to courts and what the magistrates they do in terms of religion. But it is a problem that you arrest so many of them undocumented and then they are brought back in the township again. But also, the communities themselves are not very much helping us. They complain in the meeting when you go, but when you come and go around in the township, they harbour them. For instance, I would always ask, where do these people live? Who collects the rent? And the very same people that complain around here when we address them are the very same people. There is a term here called shack farming. They create their shacks, 10 each, 15 and all that, and they collect rent. And they collect rent from the people that they don't know. They have no traceability. They don't know where they come from. They don't know whether they're criminals and all. So as we have a problem, we work, but the communities will have to work with us so that we stay with the people we know, but not only we stay with the people we know, we have a traceability of everybody that stays here.
Lastly, Minister, is it fair to say the police are losing the war on crime?
Absolutely no. Absolutely no. I don't know where that comes from. You see, South Africa can't be a prison. As I speak to you now, the prisons are 33.3% overpopulated. 33.3. And those people don't go in prison with toy. They don't march in the morning and go to prison. Police take and send them there. Some of them, more than 7,000 people are doing life in South Africa. For you, the magistrate or the judge to give you life sentence, which means the police have done a proper job. That's why the magistrate finds you guilty and sends you to prison for life. This thing of crime in South Africa is across the board. Too many things will have to be corrected, not just to chase people by the law enforcement. People have to find jobs. People have to not to be hungry. People have to have proper houses, proper lighting, proper life should be stabilized and all of. So police will continue to do their work, but to arrest people and chase them will be forever a temporal thing. But the improvement of life and the balance of life and the people living better life will be a permanent solution. But for now, we are doing our work and we'll keep doing our work. We'll be there all the times of the day and we'll work with the communities, but also mobilize communities themselves to be part of fighting crime. We believe, while it's difficult, while many things are happening, but police keep pushing together with other law enforcement and the cluster.
Thank you so much, Minister.
Welcome.
All right, that is the Minister of Police giving us his thoughts around the levels of crime, not just here in Diepsloot, but of course across the country, saying that police are not losing the war on crime and that it's going to take a comprehensive approach, that communities themselves need to work with law enforcement.
Okay, Silindelo Masikane, thank you to you and the team bringing us that very latest from Diepsloot, where Molao, the project or campaign of the police very much underway tonight in Diepsloot.